Both the Senate Intelligence Committee and House Energy and Commerce Committee heard social media executives address the matters of fake news, foreign influence, and biased coverage. Although a third chair behind a Google sign sat empty, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and Facebook's chief operating officer Sheryl Sandberg updated lawmakers on how their platforms are responding to these concerns.
In any public space, you'll find inspired ideas, and you'll find lies and deception. People who want to help others and unify, and people who want to hurt others and themselves and divide.
Senators, let me be clear. We are more determined than our opponents, and we will keep fighting. When bad actors try to use our site, we will block them. When content violates our policies, we will take it down. And when our opponents use new techniques, we will share them so we can strengthen our collective efforts.
President Trump and others on the right have accused social media and search engines of political bias. This week, Mr. Trump told the Daily Caller that the true interference in the last election was that, if you look at virtually all of those companies are super liberal companies in favor of Hillary Clinton. And now we learn that Attorney General Jeff Sessions will meet with several state attorneys general to discuss what the Justice Department calls growing concern that these companies may be hurting competition and intentionally stifling the free exchange of ideas on their platforms. Is the digital town square a level playing field refereed only by algorithms, or do Facebook, Twitter, and Google have their thumb on the scale? Let's ask attorney and Professor Raul Manchanda, author of Deep State Defector and Deep State Defector 2. Raul, welcome back to The Big Picture.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, first things first, with your lawyer hat on, whether social media and search engines do or whether they don't censor or favor content, this is not a First Amendment issue, correct?
Well, that's the argument that they're trying to use. It's sort of the fig leaf that they hide behind. But in the reality of big, massive social media outlets such as, Twitter, Google, Facebook, where they've sort of squelched the competition, there are allegations that they may in fact be arms of the government, that they're so intertwined, as private entities with the U.S. government or with other governments, that there really is no discernible difference between government and private conduct. So it's a sort of an illusory sort of argument that they're saying, well, they're private entities or private corporations, so therefore they can't breach the First Amendment, which is only reserved for governmental actors. So it's something that really needs to be investigated and looked into, because they're so sprawling and so massive, worth billions and billions of dollars. And, there are allegations that they have a hand in electing certain politicians, or that they may go to the White House frequently, at least in the previous administration, during the Obama administration. And there were also allegations that they had a heavy influence in terms of search engine manipulation allegations, that were favoring Hillary and, and sort of against Trump. I mean, these are allegations, but they really do need to be investigated. And I don't think a lot of attention has been paid to this issue.
The books you've written bore deep into conspiracies which abound. Do you personally disbelieve that social media platforms' claims that innocent algorithms do, in fact, govern search results and social media traffic?
There was a Harvard study, I think there was a Yelp study, and a Tom Wu study, I believe. And these are scientific, research studies that were done, publications, where there were allegations that there may have been some tampering, and that these algorithms that these big social media companies cling to and say, oh, well, we're neutral or impartial, that we don't really, do anything about that. Well, also Twitter, there were allegations that there may have been a phenomenon called shadow banning, which is a strange term of art. What does that mean? Their official policy, according to Jack Dorsey, is that they don't really, tamper with, political viewpoints and things of that nature. But there may or may not be rogue employees within those organizations, that they may not be sanctioning and may not be doing anything about it. And I think even Donald Trump issued a tweet about how the government really at this point should start regulating and looking at the algorithms that these companies cling to. We really will not know unless there is an investigation and there are hearings about these issues.